Hello there guys, this is ThePrussianPrince with another Total War Attila tournament match. This one's going to be Beta Flash tournament number 89, round of 16 match between AbdulGani of IG, playing as the Tagmana Empire, as I like to call Eastern Roman Empire, and me of Agony Clan, playing as the Alans. So definitely a rough faction matchup for me, as I'm the Alans in this case. But yeah, there's also a rule in this tournament that my opponent broke. Basically, it's max 4 of the same unit. He essentially has 5 Sagittari. Okay, 5 Sagittari over 4 Sagittari, not a huge difference. But then he has 5 Tagmata cavalry, right? When you would only be allowed to bring 4 in this tournament because of the rules. So that is a massive rule break by him, essentially. And yeah, like he has 3 out there, so at this point I'm like, okay, he just probably has 1 more Tagmata over here, and that's it. But in fact, he has 2 Tagmatas. But anyway, I'm gonna go over my build to begin with. Oh, and before that though, Maximus also wanted to spectate this game, but AbdulGani refused to allow him to get into the game. So that is something to consider, and why he used this build, because Maximus was not spectating. So yeah, it's something to consider. Anyway, I have an Alani general. He is a brace general. In terms of cavalry, I have a mix of Germanic horsemen and noble Germanic horsemen. So I have 4 Germanic horsemen over here, bronze 1, and on the flanks, noble Germanic horsemen, bronze 1. So basically 6 good cavalry units. Then I have a front line of Sarmatian warband. These guys are really nice. I don't know how many of them I have though, so I have 2 Sarmatian warband on each flank, essentially. All of them seem to be bronze rank 2. Then my center is composed of, I believe, 4 noble Germanic swordsmen. Yes, that is the case. Or is it? Is it just 3? Because I can't really see. Yeah, it's 3 noble Germanic swordsmen, my bad. Bronze 2 as well. And I do have some skirmishers on the field as well. 2 Germanic crossbowmen, because crossbows are good in this game. Anyway, I'm gonna go over AbdulGani's Tagmana Empire build, as I like to call it, Eastern Roman Empire. Again, he has 5 Sagittari. He has 5 Tagmata cavalry, and on each flank, let's see, on his right flank he has 2 Numeroi, really cost-effective sword infantry. Then he has 1 Numeroi on his left flank. He does have a pike line in the center, 4 Menolotoi. These guys are quite difficult to break through in the center, and my cavalry will never make it in the center, so I have to engage on the flanks with my cavalry. I can't really take advantage of all these Sagittari that are in the back lines, because I can't punch through his pikes quickly enough. But anyway, the rest of his composition, well, we can see that he does have a Commerce General, not Magister Militum. Very, very strange choice. Gold 2, and he is Rally. But anyway, let's begin. And I think that we are basically on the wrong sides of the map, because as you can see, I have a small uphill disadvantage, I think. In this case, he's kind of fighting downhill, or maybe I'm just seeing things. Not sure. But at this point, all these Sagittari basically counter my Germanic crossbowmen at this point. And he still paid about the same as my Germanic crossbowmen with 5 Sagittari. Actually, he paid less, I think, with 5 Sagittari. So this is going to be really, really annoying for me, because he managed to essentially counter my skirmishing contingent. But yeah, I'm just going to reposition my troops, and I'll put my Sarmatian warband on the flanks here, because Sarmatian warband are decent offensive troops, whereas the noble Germanic swordsmen are more defensive-oriented troops. And as you can see, I'm moving up my Sarmatian warband on the flanks. These guys will do massive damage on the charge compared to the noble Germanic swordsmen. You can see here. Oh no, they actually have. This is another noble Germanic. You look at the difference in melee attack and charge bonus, so it is pretty huge. These guys, if they get a proper charge off onto the swords, they'll do a lot of damage. So here I see, okay, he's really going far up with his Tagmatas. So I'm going to block his charge. With one unit, I'm blocking the charges of 2 Tagmaras. Here, I also kind of do a similar thing, but he does get into my Sarmatians. My guys don't get in there quickly enough. However, he doesn't have infantry support at this point, whereas I do. But my Sarmatians, you can see that they're dropping rapidly to his Tagmaras. He really did get in there very, very quickly. And it looks like he's going to disengage his Tagmaras, but this is bad because look at how many Tagmaras he's already losing. At this point, now activating Flaming Shot, which is very, very good for him. But he's not using Precision Shot, which is a mistake on his part. Here, I'm gonna have to get my Sarmatian Warbands into his units, but at this point, this engagement is not very good for me. I'm going to kill this 1 Melilotoi though, and this is a big part in the game. So here, I'm like, okay, time to flank around, but he has these units hidden here, which is a nice move by him, but again, 2 Tagmara cavalry. And again, he doesn't countercharge with his Tagmaras, which is, again, a huge mistake on his part. But, I mean, the engagement on my left is just already going so poorly for me because, I mean, just look at all these Tagmaras over here, just wrecking my units. Tagmaras are just extremely strong cavalry units for the price. They have that excellent 30 bonus versus cav modifier, which other cav units don't really have at their disposal, which, yeah, kind of makes a huge difference. Like, for instance, a Tagmara cavalry will beat 3 Kantari. It's pretty massive. So here I'm flanking with my Alani general, pulling back this Germanic horseman as well. I'm trying to go around with him, but I can't really push through the center because that would be very ineffective for me. These guys are medium. You need at least heavy melee infantry to break through pikes efficiently, if you want to know. But yeah, look here. Tagmara is beating my guys very, very easily, despite me getting the charges off. So that is how strong Tagmara cavalry is, if you actually want to know. So I'm going to go around again with my Alani general and with my Germanic horsemen. But as you can see, I'm trying to engage in the center. And this is actually not the worst engagement for me because I'm engaging his pikes kind of like where there's a small gap, as you can see here. I'm gonna get a rear charge off with my Alani general, but at this point you can see the balance of power not really in my favor. I did get a nice rear charge into his units here, which should prove to be helpful, but his Numeroi are doing work on my units. His Tagmara is killing a lot of my guys, as you can see. And my general here is going to die. I did activate Brace though. He didn't activate Rally on his troops, but I guess he doesn't need them right now. All these pikes preventing my Noble Germanic horsemen from running around. This is massive. Sagittari are going to kill off all my cavalry units, and my Noble Germanic horsemen here not doing well at all against the Tagmaras. You can see the Tagmaras in a prolonged melee fight, despite the Noble Germanic horsemen getting a charge onto them. The Tagmaras still end up winning. Of course, like, I can't really break through here. I might be able to beat this Numeroi, and again my general has fallen, as you can see by this helpful tip over here, which is pretty massive for me, and he just has so many pikes left on the field. It's just not looking too great for me at this point. And he's going to rout this 1 Germanic horseman unit. Yeah, my Sarmatian warband are going to try and fight, but at this point, what can they really do? Our advantage has been lost, but what advantage are they talking about? So let's zoom in over here into this blob. Massive FPS drops that I can see. Yeah, look at these guys fighting and duking it out. Well, of course they're broken and running for their lives because the whole army has lost, essentially. So yeah, these guys over here, the Numeroi, again, very, very nice troops in melee combat. Just look at their stats. Lots of armor, lots of health. They don't have missiles, but that's not a problem. They make up with their great melee stats. So yeah, now he's going to rear charge with his Gen and his Tagmara cavalry. Now my Sarmatians over here will get destroyed by cavalry and fire arrows. Now they're gonna run away. So AbdulGani is going to get the win here and advance to the next round. Let's look at statistics. As you can see, my Germanic crossbowmen, despite him having Sagittari on the field, they still managed to do quite a bit of damage. Which is something I'm very surprised about. But as you can see, my cavalry just didn't do much. And look at these guys, 15 kills, 16 kills. These guys were engaging Tagmaras. And especially like on my right flank, I thought they would have gone better because he didn't get the charges off with his Tagmaras. But on my left flank, I reacted a bit too late, I guess, because if I reacted properly, he would have engaged without infantry support, and I would have had infantry support. But basically, he got charges off into my infantry, and his Tagmaras were fighting my cavalry and my infantry at the same time. And they stopped, like basically Sarmatian Warband, if they get charged, they are doomed because of their particularly low health. So you gotta be careful in that regard, because they're gonna take lots of damage from cavalry, especially in this case, Tagmata cavalry. Tagmata cavalry is just very strong anti-infantry and anti-cavalry unit. So something to really keep in mind. But again, his build was, yeah, it wasn't allowed in this tournament. And supposedly in the next match he played, he also did the same, but he brought like 6 of the same unit. And then his opponent complained, and he said that if he thought it was 6 of the same. But let's think about it this way. If he actually thought it was 6 of the same, then wouldn't he have brought 6 Tagmata cavalry against me? Like, why did he bring 5? That is something that is really, really strange what he did here. Something doesn't add up. So, yeah, like, very, very strange what how he's actually played out in this tournament. His matches, at least. So, but yeah, that's game. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more, don't forget to comment and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video, and I'll see you next time.